Alright guys, so this is going to be one of my rarer videos of a chainsaw and weed eater kind of repair. Try not to do that unless it's something of my own. This is for a neighbor, and I've had it in the garage here for probably 3 or 4 months and just kept kind of putting it off working on it because I'm not particularly fond of working on chainsaws. But this is a Stihl MS210C 16-inch bar. Conditions unknown. I don't even know if it turns over or not. I better check that first. Yeah, turns over. Feel like it's got decent compression. Like I said, conditions unknown, so let's see if it's got any gas. No gas in it, so that's a good thing. Maybe it was ran dry. May not be anything wrong with this. I just thought I'd make a video checking that. So let's get some gas and see if there's any oil in it. There's a little bit of oil in it, enough to run it, test run it. That's something I like to do with my 2-stroke cans, is paint them blue on the top, just so you know it's got mixed gas in it. Fill it about halfway in case there's a leak or something. I never have been a big fan of this type of cap they used on these. So the air filter housing broke. The little pieces broke on there that would go in there. So I'm just going to, because these don't have a primer bulb, so if you don't do this, you're going to be spending a half hour cranking on it. Just kind of soak the air filter a little bit. That'll probably fall right back off. So it's on choke. Alright, so we're going to say it don't have spark, more than likely. So let's get the spark plug out and check that. So even though we had spark, I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put a new spark plug in it, just because I just feel like it's kind of necessary. Just this is a Bosch plug, which are not bad plugs, but I swear by these plugs for anything like a CJ8 Champion would fit in. It's NGK BM6A. Really good plug. And the spark plug was loose too, so that could have been part of the problem. It could have been getting too much air in there. So let me get this in here. Alright, so I'm just going to try to get a little dab in there. Alright, so I got the choke off. Try to set the high speed. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, guys, other than this piece being broke, and I think that spark plug was an issue. I'll clean this filter out a little bit. I just took the blowgun and blew it off, and it lasted a good long time. It's not catching the best, but that piece helps hold it on there. So I'm going to spray all this off camera just to try to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so it's going to need this cover piece, and probably going to get a new bar and chain too. Don't look too healthy, and look like it's been sharpened to the max. Like they got absolute the most they could out of it. I don't blame them. They got probably just a new bar or a new chain. I don't know. It's probably wore quite a bit judging by the paint off of it. It's a new bar and chain in that piece, and I think we'll be good to go. This has that newer style set up to adjust the chain like this. up here is the chain adjustment up here. If you like it, and I guess it's ready to go, but I kind of like the 2-bolt system myself, but it is what it is. Well, let's get some parts, and then we'll finish it up. Alright guys, fast forward a few days. This piece is actually available as a replacement. Did not think it would be. I was prepared to order the whole piece, but you can actually change this out. Just gotta figure out how to get the old one out. I think it kind of like snaps in. Let's look at one of these and kind of go from there. Pack of 2 of them. It was only $8 for 2 of them. I mean, I only needed 1, but you never know. Might get another one someday in. One for myself or whatever. It's been on there for a long time. If you look how this goes in, it just kind of snaps. You just got to kind of note the orientation of it. I'm going to try to take a screwdriver and kind of press in on them. Well, that proved to be a little tricky. Alright, so it goes in the vertical way like this. It should just snap right in. Oh yeah. I started to get a new air filter for it too, but this one actually cleaned up pretty good, so it should be good to go. So a little trick with something like this is either WD-40 or I'm going to use a little carburetor cleaner at first just to kind of get it to start dissolving. But you got to be careful with carburetor cleaner because you know, it can actually take like stickers and stuff off, but sometimes you got to use something like that. Alright, so let me work on this for a few minutes and we'll get right back to you. Cleaned up pretty good. Just kind of put that carburetor cleaner in there and let it set, and you can just watch it dissolve. It's kind of neat actually. So let's hope that this goes on good. There we go. Back to original. It looks a lot better than duct tape. Nothing wrong with duct tape. I would have done the same thing in a pinch, but you know, sometimes you just want the right thing because you know it's always going to keep coming off. Okay, so the other thing we got to do, and I'm just going to do this off camera, is this chain is like gone. I mean, they got all they could out of it, so we're just going to throw a new chain on it. I feel like I've used these brands before. I like to stick with Oregon, Husqvarna, Stihl, Craftsman. Like I tell you, I used a Craftsman chain on something, and that was like the best chain ever. It held up forever. I'm not a fan of this setup, but you know, it works. It's not a fan of it at all. Kind of strange how it works. I'm looking at all these plastic parts in here. Make sure none of these teeth are broke or anything. It comes in contact with anything. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit too. And I'm going to detail it, but make it a little bit better than it was. I mean, it's actually kind of simple to use. I just don't know how reliable that setup is. Hopefully this is the right chain. If it is the right chain, there's the part numbers. Or all the specs, I should say. Shutoff don't work on it apparently. So figured out the kill switch. I had to take my personal MS210C apart to look at how the switch was set up on it because I never had to work on one of these before. Now you can kind of see what's going on. But that piece right here has got that bend in it. as you can see right here, was on the bottom. And I thought it was just acting like a spring. I didn't realize it was part of the short out to turn it off. But that's what the problem was with that. Because I took this wire and grounded that and just shut it off. So we'll check it here in just a second. But I did want to show you real quick. This one's got a similar lock system, but you got to use like a screwdriver on it instead of just turning them. So, and it's not interchangeable. As you can see, it's opposite. Like this one's a hole and this one's just sticking out. So there's no way you can interchange that to change it. Also, just noticed the coil's in a different spot too. On this one, it's down here, and this one, the coil's right there. Alright guys, we're going to call it fixed and hand it back to its owner. And since I've had it so long and he's done me a few favors, giving us some stuff, I'm probably not even going to charge him. I'm just going to do it as a favor. It's not that much invested in parts anyway. This and a new chain, a spark plug. So that's, less than about $20–30 invested in it. So that's not bad. So I just want to throw this in the video. And I told him I just dropped the saw off to him and told him I wasn't going to charge him or nothing. So he gave me an old vise and said I might do a video of fixing it. It's free. The jaw opens and closes, and I didn't check the swivel part. I'm not sure what brand this thing is. Colombian? I can't make out what this is. It looks like Colombian or something like that. It's an old one. Thing weighs a ton. I just thought y'all might like to see that, Sometimes a little barter or trade deal is not too bad, So, alright guys, questions, comments, feel free to leave a comment below. There will be another chainsaw video as well following this, the Husqvarna 350 complete rebuild. Just got the new cylinder and piston and everything. So that's going to be interesting. Never rebuilt a chainsaw before or weed eater or anything like that. So it'd be something different. Oh, and also meant to note this is the same chain as the MS170. Both of them 16 inch. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.